A couple years ago, when Radio Shack was closing the doors, my local Radio Shack had a sale, and included in that sale was this kit. It's a claw for a Parallax robot. The robot is a small three-wheeled vehicle that they did not have, but I was still interested in the claw and its parts, and the servo alone was worth the cost of what I paid for the entire kit. So I went ahead and bought it, and it stayed in the bag for some time. Just recently I had an idea of something that I wanted to build, and I'm going to keep that under my hat for now and surprise you later. But this claw mechanism fit into what I was thinking, part of it. So I decided to go ahead and build it, and this is me opening the bags and getting the parts out to put the thing together. Because I don't have the robot car, I didn't think it mattered, but evidently it does matter, because you'll see later on that the servo that controls this claw is mounted to the car instead of the arm itself, so I had to kind of fudge it. All the parts were in their respective bags. There was quite a few screws inside this Parallax kit, but I was pleased to see all the metal parts. The instructions were quite clear, and I really didn't have a problem with building it. The only tricky part was these little plastic black pieces. There were 4 of them. You have to make sure that the slope on the top of the plastic matches the slope of the 2 claws. And I actually put it together wrong at first, and I had to turn it around, but it wasn't that big a deal. And also these metal bushings go inside the plastic pieces, so that it's not going to crush when you tighten down on them, which was a nice touch. The claw was put together as a learning tool more than anything for myself. I wanted to control it with a servo, and I wanted to have complete control of it using an Arduino. So this was my first step in really playing with a claw, a gripper if you will, something that picks things up. The kit came with this 3M rubber stick-on stuff, and they wanted you to put 4 pieces on the actual gripper arms, each one of them. And I think they're going to help out to give friction for picking up small items, and big, I guess, too. So I'm going to say that that's probably key for this type of arm, to have some sort of gripper material that will hold on to things, kind of like our skin. So I cut 4 pieces for each and stuck it on there. They wanted you to cut it in 2-inch sections and 4 on each, so 8 altogether. And I can tell you that I came out exactly perfect. I cut it each piece 2 inches. I got 8 pieces out, and there was exactly 16 inches to the letter there. No waste there. No room for mistakes either. Next, I put on these cross pieces, and they also serve as holding it to the vehicle itself. They're kind of like linkages that put the 2 halves together. So I finally got the 2 together on this tie rod system, and I'm seeing exactly what the spread of the 2 claws will be. Here you can see the 2 control arms are attached, and I'm just playing around with it, trying to envision it working, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do about not having a robot so I can control this arm. At this point, I'm still not sure what to do about hooking up the servo to the car, because I don't have a car. I'm just moving forward as far as I can go. These little connectors are called quick connectors, and if you put RC planes together, you've probably used these before, you can slide a control arm through them and then tighten the set screw, and it's an easy, quick way to adjust linkages. By the way, I put these on upside down at first and I had to turn them around. You'll see later. These push-on keepers come with the plastic type, which I'm using here, and they also have metal, which isn't as easy to take off, and it's basically just a metal ring that holds the shaft from falling out. This little plate that I have in my hand is part of the mount for the arm to the vehicle, and it's held in place with that pin that I slid in, and I'm bending it up trying to follow the directions how to use it. But there's a spring that's inserted in there, and I found later after messing around with this that spring actually is like a dampener that keeps the servo from getting too stressed when the arms can't move anymore, and you'll see that spring work later. Here's a look at the servo. It's just a standard servo that's marked as a Parallax brand. They also make continuous rotation servos. I'm just mounting the little metal bracket they give me to put it on an angle. This little piece of brass rod that they gave me is the linkage that you're supposed to use between the servo and the arm, and it's a push-pull type system, and they want you to bend it a certain way, so that's what I'm doing here, is trying to follow their directions. Even though this kit is a good instruction tool and gets me educated on using gripper arms, the thing that I've learned here with the push-pull system is a direct drive servo mounted right to the claw itself with a gear on it I would think would be much better, rather than goofing with all this linkage stuff. It reminds me of building airplanes. I'd much rather have a direct drive system. Here I'm just sliding the control arms through the actual pivot points. Now I'm putting the little set screws into the keepers to hold the rod from sliding back and forth. I don't want to cut the ends of the control wire yet because I don't know how long I'll need them. I end up not cutting them at all. They don't really get in the way for testing. So I found a wood block, and I figured I'd just mount everything to it in place of the car that I didn't have. So that's what I'm doing here, is just trying to figure out the mounting location for everything. I decided to remove the mounting plate from the claw so that I could better attach it to this piece of wood. And it's easy to put back on. It's basically a pin that you pull out and then your control arms. So that's what I'm doing here, is just trying to attach it to the wood itself. Another little challenge was locating some wood screws that were small enough to go through this. They provided me with some machine screws because this was originally supposed to go in a metal frame. So I had to dig through my old parts and find some small wood screws. Sometimes finding the hardware is harder than putting the assembly together. I've got the bracket mounted to the wood. Now I'm going to mount this arm to the bracket using that slide pin. So now I'm planning how I want to mount the servo to the block of wood, trying to figure out the best method to mount it so that the control arms are straight to the pivot points. I'm taking that control wheel off the servo because I realize I have to draw out the hole bigger. There's too much friction there. There we go. So I've pretty much decided where I want to mount my servo. I'm just marking the hole so that I can attach it. Again, here I'm just using tiny wood screws for the servo. All mounted up. Now I have to put the control horn back on the servo and work out the linkage. A little twist, a little bend there, a little bend here. It's all needed to make these linkages work. That's why I prefer a direct drive method, and ultimately probably what I'll go with for my final build. Until you can connect the servo up to a control circuit, you kind of guess at the linkages because you don't really know the position the servo's in before it's started up. So you just kind of stick it all together and get it the best you can until you get the control circuit made. Here I'm just making sure that it can close all the way and open all the way. What you're seeing here is the gripper arm connected to an Arduino, and I just ran a program that cycles the servo back and forth as a sweep. I'm using a separate battery pack for the servo so I don't drain the Arduino 5-volt rail down. Really, higher loads should be put on its own battery. And this is the code I've been playing with. I took the original servo sweep code and I modified it to work with my setup here. I didn't need a full 180. So you can see the motion of the servos is pretty fluid, considering I have that linkage. Here I've hooked up a potentiometer 10K to the circuit, and I'm controlling it using the control pot. I can control it with my hand turning this knob. Here you can see that spring working and muting the pull of the servos. I think that's a good design. Not much movement is needed from the servo to open the arms and close them. Playing around with the code, trying to figure out the best method. And this is the LCD that I connected to the board instead of using the monitor on the Arduino software. And just see if I could get the LCD to show me the position and the status. You see it's closing and opening and it's going through its paces. But really the LCD refresh rate's not fast enough to keep up with the travel, but it was fun to just put it on there and see if I could do it and write it in the code, and it worked. You can see here I'm just cycling it with that sweet program that I modified. Well, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. It's been kind of a short week with the holiday festivities with family. I plan on doing more on robotics, and this is just a small step towards making a larger project that I'll share with you a little later down the road. Don't forget to rate and leave a comment. See ya. Bye for now.